I'm doing fine now. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Janine. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a world exclusive of the new Shakin' Stevens single. And Bono and The Edge from U2 will be in the piano room. Right now, it's 12 o'clock. Here's Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Gary. Good afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, budget day. Going to have all the news from Parliament as the programme goes on. Free childcare being expanded, apparently younger children included. But has anybody asked the nurseries if they can cope with this? Plus, voting is underway in the contest for the SNP leadership to find out who replaces Nicola Sturgeon. We're going to speak to one of the candidates, Ash Regan. A woman who falsely claimed she was raped by multiple men and trafficked by an Asian grooming gang has been jailed because her story was a lie from start to finish. And then our budget duo, Richard Murphy and Mark Littlewood, will look at what's just dropped in the Commons.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
BBC Radio 2.
Prime Minister's questions now, and then 12:30 we reckon the budget starts. Let's hear the very latest from the newsroom from Anthony Birchley.
Jeremy, thank you. The Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, will start setting out this year's budget in the next half hour, having already confirmed that the government will extend its help for household energy bills for another 3 months. That means the average bills in England, Scotland and Wales will remain at £2,500 a year until the end of June. Our political correspondent, Helen Catt, has been looking at where it fits in the government's wider plans.
There are measures which are designed to help ease the cost of living immediately, and then there are measures designed to boost economic growth. So some of the things that we know are going to happen is that the energy price guarantee that was due to expire, that's going to be extended until the end of June. The government argues after that gas prices will fall and it potentially won't be needed. So they are extending it until then.
Mr Hunt is also expected to announce a major expansion of free childcare provision in England as part of today's budget. Currently, parents of 3 and 4-year-old children are entitled to 30 hours per week. Ministers are planning to extend this to households with 1 and 2-year-olds. But Punima Tanuku from the National Day Nurseries Association says providers need to be helped to offer more places.
I think, it's a great policy and a great investment, absolutely, from a parent's perspective. But the parents' expectations need to be managed. Because if they go to a nursery tomorrow and say, can I have my 1-year-old place, and when can I have my 2-year-old place, that needs very, very careful planning and capacity planning from the nursery providers. And that's why the government needs to address the big crisis that we're in.
Thousands of workers from across the public sector have gone on strike today in one of the biggest days of walkouts since the current round of industrial action began. Teachers and junior doctors in England have gone on strike in long-running disputes about pay, as well as more than 130,000 civil servants. Ministers say they're extremely disappointed by the action. A 19-year-old man has been charged by police investigating a drive-by shooting outside a church in central London in January. 4 women and 2 girls were injured in the incident, which took place outside a funeral in Euston. Ulrico Nelson Martin has been charged with 7 counts, including conspiracy to wound with intent. 2 other men have also been arrested. Russia says its relations with the US are in a lamentable state after the White House claimed one of its surveillance drones was brought down by Moscow's fighter jets. The Pentagon says the incident happened in international airspace over the Black Sea. The Kremlin says the device crashed while maneuvering. The technology startup OpenAI has released the latest version of its artificial intelligence chatbot GPT-4. Our technology reporter Alistair Keane has been looking at how it can use images to interpret information.
So the example that's been given is of taking a picture of a fridge, and it would be able to see exactly what was in the fridge and then suggest different recipes you could make. The last version caused lots of excitement, but there have also been concerns about if it can spread disinformation, and OpenAI, who make it, have warned they're still not sure it's fully reliable, although they're confident it has done quite well in testing.
That's the latest BBC News at 12:04.
It scares me, thank you. In 4 words, our next 2 hours, childcare, SNP, false budget.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
BBC Radio 2.
I'm worried now because I think SNP